We would be honored if you would join us.
How's it going, Star Wars fans and action figure collectors? Yeah, it's been almost a couple of weeks since I've dropped a video. It's been sort of on the quiet front in terms of new stuff. I'm hopefully in the process of getting the Cantina in the next few weeks. The HasLab Cantina, they have arrived. Seen a few fellow Aussies picking them up. Yeah, just got to fit it into the budget to finish paying that bad boy off. But yeah, for now, the Revenge of the Sith, Mace Windu and Darth Sidious 2-pack has just arrived. I'm very excited. Been looking forward to this one. You know, initially I was kind of like, do we need another Mace Windu? But you know what? The old Mace Windu, I just sort of shuffled him over to the Phantom Menace section. He can just sort of stand there and hang out and have a wonderful, good M&F time. But yeah, going along, you know, the same sort of Black Series theme, very similar, reminiscent to the packaging for the Anakin Obi-Wan sort of super duper set that came out at SDCC. But yeah, obviously a little bit less, a little bit more simple. Yeah, when Palpatine was revealed as the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, Mace knew the future of the Jedi Order was in grave danger. He sought to arrest the Supreme Chancellor and was met with fateful resistance. Yeah, he got messed up, no thanks to Anakin. And yeah, just recently, New York Comic Con, Hasbro released, or at least a tease of some Jedi coming. And we've got Kit Fisto. So let's hopefully some Agent Cola and Sacy Teen goodies are coming. They did show a blue and a green lightsaber. So yeah, I'd like to think those two are the next two off the rank in terms of, you know, the Jedi that have been coming out. I feel like they're the probably next two senior members of the Jedi Council that you know, should come out in Black Series. I'd throw Eth Koth in the mix as well. But yeah, just got to cut the get this sleeve band off the box. And we've got another little bit of tape down the bottom here, so we'll sort that out quickly. This is part of the packaging. I thought I was going to cut it and open it, and I thought, nah, you know, here we go. So in terms of presentation, I think this is pretty damn cool, honestly. I like it. I'm glad we're getting a Sidious Chancellor Palpatine. This is one I've been eagerly anticipating. I'm looking forward to having a closer look and chatting about it. Mace Windu, it's just a cool addition with the different head sculpt, just to give him a little bit of something else. You know, we've got a couple of maces with this stoic looking mace. And we got one we can differentiate a little bit. I'm actually looking forward to putting this head on the existing Darth Sidious from Revenge of the Sith. And seeing if this one will fit too, and then you can have a Clone Wars Darth Sidious. And I assume his lightsaber's in here too somewhere. Might be packed in, I'm not sure. Yeah, I haven't watched anyone else's reviews on this set yet. I'd personally just like to get it in hand, and then you know, I get my thoughts out there, and then it's always cool to go and, you know, see what other people think. It's always just a bit of fun. But yeah, I'm going to get these figures out. So let's do that. We'll take a look. All right, here the figures are. I've already got these two on a couple of KR stands. So I just wanted to avoid any tipping over. It's late in the afternoon. I'm tired. I'm probably going to bump them over at some point. So if I'm going to try and avoid that as best as I can, I will. So yeah, Mace Windu, his accessories are this interchangeable head, which looks pretty much the same as what we've had with the other three previous iterations of Mace. Three? Yeah, because we got a Clone Wars one, another Clone Wars one, and then the Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace one, whichever way you want to have it. He doesn't change too much. Of course, his lightsaber, which we've seen before. You're lacking a little bit of that silver detail. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. But the fact they've given it the gold and the black, you know, and it's going to be in his hand. You can kind of salvage that a little bit. Sidious / Palpatine, he comes with his red lightsaber, which, yeah, that's lacking some polish. I've got the the original one here with my Sidious. So yeah, it's got the silver paint, or it's cast in a silver plastic with the gold highlights. You know what? Putting them side by side, it's not actually a huge glaring difference. I think the only main difference here is the blade on the new one. It's not as clear. It's got that sort of semi-opaque, almost. It's definitely not orange, but yeah, it's just got that cloudiness to the plastic as opposed to this nice sort of clear blade. So I may swap that out for a nice clear red, but you know, with comparing the hilts, it's not a huge difference there. I mean, a little bit of silver would be nice, but that's all right. Also comes with these lightning hands, which these are unique. We haven't seen these ones before. These are new to this figure. The way they sort of wrapping back around themselves. So it looks as though you'll be able to loop them around Mace's lightsaber. Just the way there's sort of loops at the end. So you're to hook them around Mace's lightsaber and have the electricity come back and zap him. Turn him into a scrotum. So here is his alternative head, which, like I said, I would love to put on this Sidious here. So I'm going to buy another one of these Sidiouses, so I can have one of this sort of stoic look here. But I also want to try and get Palpatine's head on it. We'll see. But yeah, this is a nice head sculpt, I'll be honest. This one looks good. It's got the neck as well, so you got the matching skin tones. You don't have to worry about that too much. Let's take a look at Mace. Here is the new updated head. He's a little bit angry. A little bit pissed off. And these snakes off of my goddamn plane. It looks alright. I think that's a pretty good. I appreciate this out of a Star Wars figure. Like, we don't often get a sort of versatility in terms of head sculpts and hand swaps and stuff like that. So when you do get, you know, an extra like a different head, it's a nice little bonus, I think. The rest of the figure is a slightly repainted version. It's slightly different colours. I think the robes are a slightly lighter tan colour. The boots might be a slightly different colour too. I think even the other Maces have sort of got some slight variations in them itself. There's nowhere to peg his lightsaber on this figure either. They haven't done that for this one. I think some of those early Jedi, like Kit Fisto, they didn't have that option. But I'm glad they're doing it now. And then the robe, looks nice, not too bad. The hood stitched down, which always makes it sit a little bit better. Just the way it's sort of been squashed into the packet, it's kind of sitting a little bit fluffy at the moment, but you know, that'll be all right once it's settled again. Could even iron it down if you really wanted to. But yeah, it kind of sits nice. And sort of the stitching on there looks a little bit strange, the way it's sort of underneath there, but yeah, once it's down, sort of the robe sleeves sort of hang down over his hands, so you can get that lightsaber in there. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about Mace. I'll leave a link at the end of the video to one of his most recent Black Series reveals, so you can have a closer look at the figure. Pretty much all standard articulation for when this figure came out. I'm not going to go too much into it. Nothing else has really changed with Mace. And yeah, it's fine. It didn't really need to be completely updated. Just nice to have a nice fresh look at Mr. Samuel Jackson as Master and Mace. A little bit of aggression there. It's good. It's good. I like it. Do you want to see how easy that is to pop off? Yeah, that's nice and easy. So you can do that head swap quite simply. And yeah, it's a nice one to be able to, if you haven't got a Mace by now, this is a good set to get. So let's go to look at Mr. Palps. Now this is a good head sculpt, let me tell you. This is nice. This really captures Ian McDiarmid perfectly. It's really, really nice. Still got a little bit of that Bram Stoker's Dracula. Gary Oldman. Maybe not quite as drastic. But, you know, with the red outfit and the hair that's sort of pushed back. Definitely got that menacing sort of factor about him. But yeah, the Senator or Supreme Chancellor. Soft goods. Underneath the figure is basically just a repaint of the Jedi training Luke from Book of Boba Fett. The Jedi Academy Luke. And that works fine, you know, so is this one. That's mostly Luke underneath. The same legs, same pants. Just with that nice sort of maroon red. I'd say the one disappointing thing with this, I love the cut of the soft goods. I think, you know, the big sort of puffy sleeves up here looks great. The way it's layered looks nice. You know, got this top section here, which hangs over the top. Sits well. Just lacking some detail. I mean, we saw what they did with Barriss Offee recently with her soft goods, and that was, you know, pretty remarkable, to be honest. Like the way they were able to print that. I just think he could have used a little bit more. Just that little bit extra. You know, just to give him, you know, he's a regal politician. He's the, you know, leader of the Republic, later the Empire. He's not walking around in, you know, track pants, which kind of feels like that a little bit. It's a little bit on the plain side, but you know what? To have him in the collection, I'm not going to complain. I'd say the only one other gripe I have is the hands they've given him without the lightning. He's got that real sort of pasty white color, which matches this skin tone more than it does his sort of regular tones there. And look at that. It wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't drop something on the floor. I am hopeless. I am without hope. But yeah, I'd say that's probably the only real sort of issue there. And I'm sure I can dig out some spare hands to be able to replicate that properly. But I do like the, you know, this sort of pointed finger. It's the same as this one, you know, same hands. Same sculpt of hands. Just needs to do that, just that little bit extra skin tone to it. And you've got yourself a pretty damn cool Darth Sidious right here. You can do the spin trick. So you get a little bit of a side by side, like a little bit of a before and after there. So that's cool. Do want to try and see how these hands swap out. Should be relatively easy, I imagine. That was quite a tight fit. It's not too bad. Yeah, more stuff on the floor. I'm just going to try one of the lightning hands. Just want to sort of see how it sits. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's nice and light too, you know, the electricity is quite fine. It's not as thick and heavy as, say, Starkillers, which really sort of weighs down and bends, like, over time, the weight. I'm not sure whether this will do that. It may, depending on the, you know, temperature of where you display it. But, yeah, I think I'm going to keep him with his regular hands. Because, yeah, it looks good. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try and switch over for some, you know, more skin-coloured hands as opposed to these sort of pasty white hands. It just looks a little bit off with the contrast to to his regular skin tone on his head. But, you know, it's nice to have this Sidious in the collection. I'm very happy with it for the most part. You know, just, yeah, not every figure's got its slight flaws. And this one certainly got a couple, but, you know, to have him in the collection, that's a bonus. You know, it's been a long time since we've had this version of Palpatine in either scale. Been nearly 20 years since the last one, 3 3/4 inch got Supreme Chancellor Palpatine. And that wasn't a great figure either. But there we've got Mace and Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious. With the other Darth Sidious there in the back, looking very menacing. But yeah, he's definitely gonna try and do that swap. Not sure if it's going to be possible, but I'm going to try it. Alright folks, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Tell me what you reckon. I got some more videos coming up. And yeah, hopefully I can afford to get that cantina very, very soon. Thanks for watching folks. We'll see you again soon. May the Force be with you always.